1 year on from a deadly fire in Ukraine's port city of Odesa, in which 48 people lost their lives, no consensus has been reached on what exactly happened on May 2nd, 2014, and who was responsible. Competing narratives of events continue to fuel conflict, as evidenced over the weekend by two memorials to the tragedy, one in Odessa itself and another in Donetsk, the latter a city which remains a stronghold of Russian-backed militants. The militants took control of Donetsk in the wake of Ukraine's pro-EU uprising, which saw Kremlin-backed President Viktor Yanukovych ousted from office in February 2014. They blamed the Ukrainian government for the fire in Odessa. Their claims have been bolstered by Russian state-backed media, which ever since Yanukovych's ouster has pushed the idea that far-right Ukrainian nationalists have taken control of Ukraine. That narrative appears to have gained some ground in militant-held territories. Victims in Odessa, it is terrible what they did to people, and no one is held responsible for this. So we are here to support Odessa and the whole Donbass, the whole Ukraine. We hope to free them from those fascists. In Odessa, meanwhile, the tragedy of the fire was also commemorated. But sentiment here is largely pro-Ukrainian, with residents saying that events of May 2nd, 2014 were crucial to stopping the spread of the Kremlin-backed militant uprising, which has engulfed the cities of Donetsk and Luhansk. We can probably say that we gained freedom. At least May 2nd, and the turning point of the events on May 2nd did not allow the situation in Odessa to develop like it happened in Donetsk. Odessa residents will always remember May 2nd as a day of victory on the one hand and as a tragedy on the other hand. But regardless of the various interpretations of events, establishing the facts has proved a major challenge. A 13-member investigative NGO set up in the wake of the fire says that on that fateful day, Ukrainian unity supporters and pro-Russian factions clashed in the streets, with both sides throwing Molotov cocktails and firing live rounds. The majority of deaths occurred in the trade union building, where mostly pro-Russian activists barricaded themselves in. Many died jumping from the building or from smoke inhalation. People on both sides of the conflict have accused each other of having planned the violence, but the NGO believes that nothing was premeditated. According to the estimation of our group, events on May 2nd were spontaneous. Clashes with such a number of victims were absolutely unplanned. They weren't planned by anyone, not one side or the other. More than 130 people were detained after the fire to face charges ranging from participating in riots to premeditated murder. But in spite of that, and the fact that hours of amateur video and pages of varying eyewitness accounts have been collected, an official government investigation has proved fruitless. As a result, many relatives of those who lost their lives in the blaze are still left without answers.